Hello everyone, SMAKADRON is here! In this video we are going to talk about how to be smooth when filming with a drone. We will be looking at the typical mistakes the beginner drone pilots make and how a properly set up camera can help you to avoid them. I will show you the different ways to hold the controller and which one with a bit of practice will give you the best result. Also in this video I will share with you the simple exercises that will help you achieve the better smooth footage. These techniques will transform the way you film. Ready? Then let's go fly!
Fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
A lot of drone pilots think that pulling off a dangerous move will instantly make them look professional. Yes, of course, it may look cool, but first we need to learn how to be consistent, and only after we have mastered being smooth, we can create something truly magical. It's important that the story you are trying to tell with your video is not interrupted by any jerky movements, which can be really distracting for the viewers. It's way more pleasing to look at the video, where, like the waters of a big river, the movements are flowing and everything is silky smooth. Looking at the footage of the beginner drone pilots, I realized that most of them are struggling to keep the picture free from jerky movements. Personally, it took me a very long time of trial and error to understand how to get a smooth cinematic picture. I noticed that I would always be in a rush to shoot quickly and without any planning. That lack of clear plan of what to shoot and how meant that I was jerking the drone in all directions. But all I had to do was relax, pick a subject and go easy on the controllers. I kept some of my early work and I just want to show you how I was filming at the beginning of my journey. Looking at it now is quite embarrassing. How could I shoot so badly? I used to shoot anything and everything, never had a plan. Everything was on auto settings and the result was quite honestly terrible. I didn't have a teacher, there wasn't many educational videos on YouTube. But I wanted to get a better footage, and so I started experimenting with the settings, how to hold the controller and the sticks and so on. As you can see, this is a real trash shot by me at the very beginning. The picture is twitchy and it looks like the drone has hiccups. I'm surprised that my customers didn't beat me up for these videos. The subjects fall out of the frame and there is no composition to speak of. The aim of this video is to teach you not to repeat my mistakes and to start shooting better. I want you to reach a new level, shoot better and more professionally, so you can show to the whole world your awesome work. Let this footage be an example of how not to do it. Many years ago I had a whole fleet of drones, and I will say right away that even having the top of the range drone without the necessary skills will not lead to anything good. At best, you will get a pretty picture, which will not have any artistic value. Experienced pilots can shoot amazing shots even on the cheapest drone, because the experience and knowledge of the pilot is more important than the hardware. So we proceed to the first lesson, the correct holding of the controller. Start by cleaning up the mess on the table. We take the controller from the phantom, any other controller will do. The main problem of most pilots is yaw. That is, turning the drone left and right. The lack of smoothness here is especially noticeable and makes picture look amateur. It looks like it was shot handheld with a phone. It seems that you try to do everything smoothly. You even hold your breath, but it still turns out twitchy. Once the camera shakes, the footage goes straight to the rubbish bin. One thing to note is that the larger the focal length of the camera, the more visible the mistakes are. So if you are using a long focal length, it's even more important to be smooth. The first way to hold the controller is the classic thumbs on the sticks. Index fingers are on the wheels, middle fingers are on hotkeys, and there are 4 fingers doing nothing. The second way to hold the controller is the pinch grip. Thumbs and index fingers pinching the sticks. This particular method is a favorite amongst the racing FPV drone pilots. It allows for the most precise control of the drone, and you need that when you fly at well over 100 km per hour. Middle fingers control the aperture and the camera, and the little fingers control the hotkeys. Some pilots hold the tip of the stick for a better feel. Wherever is more comfortable for you. I am shooting slightly differently. For me, it's the most optimal for counteracting the jerky movements when you rotate the drone around its vertical axis, the yaw of the drone. In this case, the index finger provides the resistance that doesn't allow your thumb to make sudden movements even when flying in a sport mode. Jerking of the image from side to side is now greatly reduced. With time, each pilot finds their favorite way to hold the controller. So try different techniques and find the position that will give you the most linear yaw movement. For me, 2 fingers on the stick control the drone more precisely. The next important point is the control of the camera up and down movement. Many pilots don't pay enough attention to this and stop the movement of the camera too abruptly. After all, not only the ascent and descent of the camera must be linear and smooth, but also the starting and stopping of the movement must be so gentle that you can't tell the beginning or end. The wheel, like the stick, must be handled smoothly, without sudden movements. You should be caressing it, not just flicking it from side to side. Ergonomically, the wheel should be rotated with a straight finger. You see, I rotate the wheel linearly and without jerks, as if I was rolling a pen on the table. The engineers designed the camera wheel in such a way that you can rotate the entire travel of the wheel without having to take off your finger to adjust its position. The smoothness of the rotation of the wheel plays a crucial role in framing of the shot. It's pleasant to watch when the picture on the screen is linear, without jumps, and smoothly goes up or down. The middle finger is longer and slower than the index finger, which is actually to our advantage when it comes to rotating the camera wheel. Therefore, we keep the middle finger on the wheel and leave the faster index finger to pick the nose. Now, let's set up the drone's camera in the app. Go to General Settings. Next to Advanced Settings. Go to the EXP tab. We are interested in rudder right and rudder left. Let's set the value to 0.10. By doing this, we've smoothed out the response of the drone to your initial input when controlling the yaw. The next parameter is sensitivity. We are interested in yaw movement limit and will set the value to a minimum. The next parameter we need to change is gain. Let's find the yaw parameter or rotation of the drone and set the value to a minimum. This is 80%. Immediately after applying these settings, your drone will rotate around its axis more smoothly, and this will give you a jerk-free picture when the drone turns. And now let's adjust the speed at which the camera goes up and down. Tap on the gimbal icon in the main menu. The gimbal pitch smoothness is responsible for the inertia of the camera movement. That is, a high value means that the camera will not stop abruptly after you stopped rotating the wheel. In this example, we see that at value of 30, the camera has more inertia and smoothness than at value of 10. Whereas at 10, the movement comes out more jerky. Let's try to set the value to 0. The camera itself rises smoothly, but as soon as we let go of the wheel, we get a sharp stop of the picture, which ruins the shot. And now let me set the value to 30. As you can see, with the same action on the wheel, the camera now stops smoothly, almost imperceptible, which is what we want. The next important setting is max gimbal pitch speed. Many underestimate this parameter. A high value raises and lowers the camera way too quickly. The optimal value is 25. This way the camera rises and falls more slowly and smoothly. And that's exactly what we need if we want to get the cinematic look for our footage. Let's look at some examples. I think you can see the difference for yourself. Now it's your turn to do some practice. You are going to be working on smoothness of your picture. The first exercise is raising the camera. Your task is to raise the camera very smoothly and release the wheel so gently that you can't tell exact moment when the camera has stopped moving. I recommend practicing in large open spaces, ideally where you can see the horizon as a straight line. The skyline will be the perfect reference and you will be able to see how smoothly or not you work the wheel. The movement should be smooth, slow and without jerks. If after letting go of the wheel you get a freeze frame, then you have to start again. Ideally, you want the moment the camera stops moving to be virtually undetectable. Next, we do the same for lowering of the camera. Again, smooth camera movement without jerking. It's very convenient to train on some factory chimney. There you can immediately see the perspective and it's clear if there was a twitch. We release the wheel and bring the camera to a stop in a smooth controlled manner, so that there is no sudden braking. The next step is the camera rotation exercises. Our goal is to do it as smoothly as possible, with the help of the left stick, which is responsible for the yaw. You need to be able to keep the rotational speed constant. Here, using my favorite way to hold the controller, I am doing just that. In this example, I don't even use tripod or cine mode. I find that the ideal place for this exercise is a corner of a high-rise building. That vertical line provides great reference for horizontal movement. Okay, once you have learned how to smoothly rotate the camera and keep the angular speed constant, I recommend increasing the speed of the drone to make it a bit more challenging. If your fingers twitched, you have to start over until it's perfect. The next stage is the most difficult. Here we combine both sticks and the wheel. As before, it really helps to pick a tall structure. I used to practice on construction cranes. Our task is to simultaneously raise the drone, rotate it and pitch the camera up or down. At first your main goal is to do this slowly, smoothly and without visible shakes. Try to keep your drone move steady for at least 10 seconds, by keeping the rotation of the drone and pitching of the camera constant. I used to practice like this for months, perfecting the technique of shooting smoothly. You can also practice on some empty roads to raise and lower the camera, starting and stopping the move as gentle as possible. Always think about safety. Watch out for those wires. Try more complex combinations of sticks and wheel, different speeds and directions. For some fun, you can chase a car. See if you can keep track of it without using any of the automated DJI functions. One little tip: how to avoid an abrupt stop when lowering the camera. Just keep an eye on the camera's degree scale on the screen and try to stop the camera before reaching 90. The sooner you start slowing it down, the smoother the stop will be. Just don't let it bump into the 90 degrees limit. Well, guys and girls, I hope you liked this video. Now you can go out there and shoot some beautiful shots. If you want to support this channel and see more videos like this, a link will be in the description. This was SMAKADRON. Shoot epic and stay safe. See you in the next video. Like and subscribe. In the next video you will learn about camera filters, why you should definitely use them, and how to do it properly.